Have you ever asked yourself why, despite working so hard, giving your best, sacrificing your sleep, and constantly trying to improve, success still feels just a little out of reach? Have you ever felt that invisible wall, as if something is quietly blocking your progress, even though you are doing everything right? Maybe you blame luck. Maybe you blame timing. Maybe you blame other people. But what if the real answer is much closer to your heart than you think? Tell me honestly, when was the last time you truly sat with your mother without checking your phone, without rushing, without irritation in your voice? When was the last time you listened to her stories, her worries, her simple questions, and felt the depth of her silent love? We chase money, promotions, recognition, and big dreams. But sometimes we forget the one person who prayed for us before we even knew how to pray for ourselves. What if success is not only built on skills and strategies, but also on unseen blessings? What if your mother's silent prayers are the shield protecting you from failures you never even saw? And what if, without realizing it, distance, harsh words, or neglect slowly weaken that invisible protection? Before you search for another motivational video or another productivity trick, pause for a moment and look within. Is your heart fully at peace with the woman who gave you life? Because sometimes, the door to your destiny does not open with more effort. It opens with gratitude. Many people today are silently carrying a pain they do not speak about. On the outside, everything may look normal. They go to work, they smile in front of others, they post happy moments on social media. But inside, there is tension, there is frustration, there is a feeling of being misunderstood at home. Small arguments with their mother turn into long periods of silence. Simple conversations become irritation. Words are spoken in anger and later regretted in private. The hidden problem is not lack of talent, not lack of opportunity, but a wounded emotional connection. When the heart feels disconnected from the one who nurtured it, something deep inside becomes unsettled. You may try to focus on your goals, but an invisible heaviness follows you. Sometimes it shows as guilt, sometimes as anger, sometimes as indifference. You may tell yourself, she does not understand me, or she is too controlling, or she always complains. But beneath those thoughts, there is often a child who still longs for warmth and approval. When this emotional knot remains unresolved, it quietly affects your confidence and inner peace. You may succeed outwardly, but inside you feel incomplete. This is the hidden conflict, not loud, not dramatic, but powerful. A heart slightly closed toward the mother who once held it open. And until this inner tension is softened with understanding and compassion, true success feels distant, no matter how hard you try. Why does this happen? Why does something as pure as the relationship between a mother and child become a source of tension or distance? Spiritually, the bond between a mother and her child is not accidental. It is one of the deepest connections the soul experiences in this lifetime. A mother is the first face you see, the first voice you hear, the first touch that makes you feel safe in this world. Through her, you learn whether the world is loving or frightening, supportive or rejecting. Psychologically, this early bond shapes your inner foundation. If there is misunderstanding, harshness, neglect, or unexpressed hurt, those emotions do not simply disappear as you grow older. They settle quietly in the subconscious mind. Later in life, they may show up as insecurity, anger, fear of failure, or constant need for approval. You may think your struggles are only about career or relationships, but often the root lies in early emotional patterns. Spiritually speaking, when gratitude is replaced by resentment, the heart becomes heavy. And a heavy heart cannot rise freely. This does not mean blaming your mother or blaming yourself. It means understanding that unhealed emotions create inner blocks. When love flows freely, energy flows freely. When love is restricted, life also feels restricted. The distance you feel in your outer success may simply reflect a distance that first began in the heart. Let us now look deeper at the role of karma, destiny, and the hidden patterns within the soul. No one is born randomly into a family. From a spiritual perspective, every soul enters a home that matches its lessons for growth. Some are born to gentle, affectionate mothers. Some are born to strict, strong personalities. Some experience emotional distance, misunderstanding, or even pain. It may seem unfair, but life is not arranging comfort. It is arranging evolution. Karma is not punishment. It is unfinished learning. The relationship with your mother may carry impressions from the past, tendencies that need healing, patience that must be developed, compassion that must be awakened. When you react only with anger or ego, the pattern continues. The same emotions repeat in different forms, with bosses, partners, even friends. This is how inner patterns quietly shape destiny. If you feel constantly blocked, constantly misunderstood, or always seeking approval, it may be an echo of that early bond. But here is the beautiful truth. Karma is not a life sentence. The moment you respond with awareness instead of reaction, destiny begins to shift. When you choose forgiveness over pride, gratitude over complaint, understanding over judgment, you break an old cycle. In that moment, energy changes. And when inner energy changes, outer circumstances slowly follow. Your relationship with your mother may be one of the most powerful keys to unlocking that shift. Now let us gently observe the signs in real life. Sometimes the soul speaks through situations long before we understand the message. You may notice that no matter how much effort you put into your goals, something feels slightly off. Opportunities come close, then slip away. You achieve something important, yet the happiness does not stay for long. There is success, but no deep satisfaction. There is progress, but also restlessness. In daily life, small triggers create big reactions. A simple comment from your mother irritates you more than it should. You avoid her calls, delay visiting her, or speak politely but without warmth. Afterward, there is a subtle heaviness in your chest, but you push it aside and distract yourself with work or entertainment. Some people notice repeated patterns, conflicts with authority figures, fear of criticism, constant need to prove themselves. Others feel unexplained guilt or emotional sensitivity when it comes to family matters. These are not coincidences, they are reflections. Real-life situations often mirror our unresolved inner bonds. You may meet someone highly talented yet constantly struggling with self-doubt, or someone materially successful but emotionally distant and restless. When we look honestly, we may see that the heart still carries unfinished emotions connected to the mother. Life keeps presenting small reminders, not to blame, but to awaken awareness. The signs are gentle whispers, asking for healing before moving forward. Healing this bond does not require dramatic actions or grand gestures. It begins with something very simple: humility. First, pause and become honest with yourself. Are you carrying anger? Are you holding on to old words, old misunderstandings, old expectations? Do not judge yourself for these feelings. Just acknowledge them gently. Awareness is the first step toward healing. Then, if possible, create a small moment of connection. Sit beside your mother without distraction. Listen more than you speak. Let her share even the small, repetitive stories. What may seem ordinary to you may be precious to her. If distance or past hurt makes conversation difficult, begin with gratitude. A simple sentence like, "Thank you for everything you have done for me," can soften years of tension. If you have spoken harshly in the past, have the courage to apologize sincerely. True strength is not in winning arguments. It is in protecting relationships. And if your mother is no longer physically present, Close your eyes and speak to her in your heart. Visualize her face and send love, forgiveness, and gratitude. Write a letter if you must. Healing is an inner process before it becomes an outer one. As you release resentment and choose compassion, you will notice a lightness growing inside you. That lightness is freedom. And from that freedom, wiser actions and clearer decisions naturally arise. The deepest spiritual lesson here is not only about your mother. It is about awakening your heart. True success is not measured only by position, income, or recognition. It is measured by inner harmony. When there is peace within your heart, your actions become powerful without force. When there is gratitude within you, life begins to flow more naturally. A mother represents unconditional giving. She gives before you ask. She worries before you are aware. She forgives even before you apologize. When you learn to recognize this sacred energy, something inside you awakens. You begin to understand that success without gratitude feels empty, and achievement without humility feels unstable. The blessing of a mother is not a superstition. It is a symbol of alignment. It means your past and your present are not fighting each other. It means the child within you is not wounded but supported. When ego softens and respect grows, your inner foundation becomes strong. And from a strong foundation, destiny rises naturally. The awakening is simple yet profound. Love is not weakness, forgiveness is not defeat, and gratitude is not obligation. They are strengths of the awakened soul. When you honor the source of your life with sincerity, you align yourself with a higher current of grace. And in that alignment, success is no longer a struggle. It becomes a natural expression of your inner peace. Before you close this video and return to your busy life, I invite you to pause for just a few quiet seconds. Take a slow breath. Think about your mother, her face, her voice, the way she called your name when you were a child. Whether your relationship is close, complicated, distant, or even if she is no longer physically present, allow gratitude to gently rise in your heart. Success is not only built in offices, businesses, or classrooms. It is built in the invisible space of the heart. Tonight, if possible, send her a message. Sit beside her, or simply whisper a prayer of thankfulness within. Small acts done with sincerity create powerful changes in destiny. If this message touched you even a little, please write a comment below and share one beautiful quality of your mother, or one step you will take to heal your relationship. Your words may inspire someone else who is silently struggling. I would also love to know what topic you would like to hear next. Perhaps about father's blessings, healing childhood pain, karma in relationships, or inner peace and meditation. Your suggestions help this channel grow in the right direction. If you feel this wisdom brings calmness to your life, gently subscribe and share it with someone who may need this reminder today. Let us build a community based on respect, gratitude, and spiritual growth. May your heart become lighter, your path become clearer, and your life be guided by unseen blessings. Jai Gurudev.